Hi everyone, Chef Ron Locke here. And on today's interviews, we're going behind the scenes of the Chef Ron Locke Show to interview some of the cast that are going to be on the Chef Ron Locke Show. And currently, one of the cast members is none other than our Grandma Flo, Florence Mae Johnson. Hey Grandma Flo, how are you doing?
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for having me here doing this interview with you to let people know about Grandma Flo here. Well, and also, I just want to say thank you so much. You're my surrogate grandson, you know that. You're my little substitute grandson here, but you know what? You are just like family. You know you always have been. And I am so pleased and happy that you have had me here on your show helping you. I have so enjoyed the last couple of times I've been here. We've just had a ball, haven't we? And I really think the audience likes it. I hope the audience is going to enjoy me being a part of your show, because you know the last thing your grandma would ever want is to hold you back or have something happen where it was my fault that, you know, something didn't happen. So I just want to make sure you know that. But I just want to thank you so much for having me on the show. I love you so much and I love being on here. So, alright, so enough of that. Let me tell you a little bit about myself so your viewers can know a little bit about Florence Mae Johnson, otherwise known as Grandma Flo. Well, Florence Mae Johnson was born in a little town called Pineville, West Virginia. Okay? And basically, we were a poor family. There were 13 other siblings besides me, if you can believe that. Oh my Lord, there's 7 other brothers and 6 other sisters. So there's 14 of us all together. It was a perfect match, you know. And Mommy and Daddy were just crazy. You know, if you ever seen that show, that Mom Pa Kettle, that's kind of like how we were. Because we didn't have a lot of money, and we had a farm. And it was kind of just a real, you know, struggling type of farm. Mom was the one always getting going, and Dad was always doing odd jobs around the town and such. But, you know, it was just a lot of love in that family, but it was crazy with all those kids, let me tell you. And then I finally met my beau, my husband, and my husband Harry. And we moved to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and got ourselves a farm. And oh Lord, let me tell you, that was the most exciting thing at that time for me, because I love being on a farm. It's where I was born and raised on, and I have experience with farms, and so I love to have my own. And so we raised a bunch of chickens and cows and pigs and all kinds of different kinds of animals and vegetables as well. And we just really had a nice farm. We met a lot of people there, and we had a little farmers market thing we set up, and sold our goods that way, and it just was really nice. Well then Harry got a job up in Friendship, Wisconsin, and so we moved from Murfreesboro to Friendship, Wisconsin. And that's where I met you, Chef Ron. That's where I met you and your family. And you had just gotten your place there, and your cabin and your land and all that. And we had our farm right down the road. And then we started talking. Remember, we ended up getting together and such. So anyway, so we moved there, and I've loved it ever since. We still live there today. But I get down here to South Florida, where we do the show here and where you live. Well, we get down here because my daughter lives down here, and so I love getting down here every chance I can. When I come down here, we get to do your show too. That's a really nice thing. So that's a little bit about your Grandma Flo for your viewers.
So Grandma Flo, tell us about the first time you recall us meeting.
Well, I kind of started getting into that on the last question. I'm sorry, I didn't know what all your questions were going to be. All right, so you know, yes, I do remember the first time I remember the first time I met you, because I was with your family, and we met you when you first came to town back in, oh, I won't even say how long it is. It's been years, though. I know that. Many, many, many years ago. And so we met you at that farmer's market. You all came to get some vegetables and stuff, and we were selling our stuff there. And your mama and I started talking, and you and your brothers were off doing something. I don't know. You were looking at some other things. I know you were, you know, because we had there. It was like a flea market there, and our little farmer stand thing was set up there. But anyway, I know y'all were looking at other things. I think fishing poles and fishing tackle. I know y'all like to fish and stuff. But anyway. So, and your daddy was with you too. But your mama and I started talking, and your mama was a sweetheart. I miss your mama so much. But your mama and I started talking, then you came over, and then your mama and I introduced me to you, and then your other brothers came over, but you seemed more interested in talking to me than they did. They were more interested with their daddy and fishing and stuff, but you seemed a little more interested in talking to me. Because you like to look at the vegetables and stuff, because I know you were liking to cook with your mama. And that's how you got started. I remember we talked about that. And so that's how I met you, and I know you remember that. And you were just probably 5 or 6 years old then. You were little. And I remember every time y'all would come up that you would make sure that you'd come over to see Grandma at her farm, and you'd play with all the ducks and the chickens and the pigs. You love those pigs. And I know that you know, you used to love coming over, and remember we'd sit down and we would just talk a spell, and I'd get you some fresh milk, and I'd get you my chocolate and peanut butter cookies, which you still like to this day. Those are your favorites, I know. Every time you'd come over, you'd give me that look, and you'd be looking like, I want some cookies, and I already had a plate for you because I'd see you coming down the walk. So I knew you were right and ready. And I also knew you all were coming. Your mom would always let us know via mail if you were coming. That was before internets and computers and stuff like that. That's when people actually wrote letters and called long distance, and you could only talk like 3 minutes because it was $15 per minute or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's how I remember. I remember when we first met, and then we've just known each other from then on. Yeah, it was. Oh, I love meeting you. You're such a sweet boy, and you're a sweet boy today too. You whippersnapper, young and you.
Okay, Grandma Flo. So tell us a little bit about what kind of things you enjoy doing in your life. What kind of hobbies and interests do you have?
Well, Grandma Flo, you know she loves her farm. Oh, I love my farm very, very much. I love my farm so much. And I like needlepointing, I like crocheting, I like knitting. You know, I like getting my hands involved with stuff. What else do I like? You know, I like shopping. I like playing cards, canasta. I like playing canasta, cribbage. Oh Lord, you remember the time I taught you? I don't think I taught you how to play cribbage. I think your mama taught you how to play cribbage. But we played cribbage a few times when you were up at the cabin. I know that. And what else? Oh, I don't know. Those are some of the things I enjoy doing. But I like the farm the best. I like playing around with the animals and such. You know, that's and getting out in the yard. I love my garden. So, you know, there are things like that I enjoy very much. And so, I guess that's probably all the things I can think of right off the top of my head that I really like to do.
So, Grandma Flo, what is your most cherished memory?
What is my most cherished memory, huh? That's a good one. That's a good one there. I think my most cherished memory would probably be when I got married to Harry, because I mean that was a long time in the coming, let me tell you. It took that man 4 years to ask me to marry him. Now back in the day, now you got to remember too, we're from the South, and you know, it don't take very long to get hitched in the South. You know, you're just lucky it ain't a cousin. You know? Oh Lord, I'm telling you, but you know I'm right. Oh, anyway. But it took that man, it took Harry 4 years to ask me to marry him. He was courting and sparking me like crazy. And I remember the day he asked me to marry him, and I was excited. But I'll tell you what though, I had some other suitors, and let me tell you that he was close to being let go. There was a couple other ones there that were just equally in line, so it was a good thing for him he asked me, because who knows what would have been today if he hadn't. But anyway, so he asked me to marry him, and then we got married about, I think it was a little over 6 months later. But that wedding and the whole marriage was just wonderful. And that's probably my cherished memory. Having my kids, those are memories. Those are cherished memories as well. My mommy and daddy, though, I have some real cherished memories with them too. But probably my wedding day would be the most cherished memory, I'd say. That's a good question.
So Grandma Flo, if you could travel anywhere in the world that you haven't been before, where would you like to go?
Oh boy, if I could travel anywhere in the world, well, you know I don't like to fly. You know, I'm not a big person on flying. I like to be in my car and drive. I don't like flying, I like driving. I like to be close to the earth, you know, in case I have to bail out. At least I can jump out of a car. A little hard to jump out of a plane, even though I have done that, though. But anyway, yes, I have done that, actually. I told you that. Anyway, where would I like to go? I guess, you know, I've never been to the Orient, and I love the Japanese. I like them ladies. They get out. What are they called? Starts with a G. Oh, them geisha. That's it. Them geisha women, you know. I like them geisha women, and they wear them cummerbund things, and they do their hair up all special, and they got them chopsticks in it and stuff, and they wear that real white makeup and eyeliner and everything. I suppose I'd be a little old to dress up as a geisha. Yeah, grandma geisha, I guess it might be, huh? But anyway, you know, but that's kind of what I'd like to do, is go to the Orient, go to Japan, and see all that culture. I think that would be special. I think I'd like that. I think I'd like that a lot. I don't think Harry'd like that very much. He's not a real world traveler, you know. He's more a sit on my tractor and be comfortable kind of a man. But I've always liked to see the world. That's probably one of the only things I've hated in life, is I haven't been able to travel more. So but I think Japan would be a great place, and see all that Orient stuff. I would like that. That's where I'd like to go.
So Grandma Flo, what are your plans for the coming year?
Well, let me see. Plans for the coming year. Doing your show. I mean, that's, you know, when we can get down here. Seeing my baby girl. She's engaged right now, so there may be a wedding in the works. I don't know, for this year. If her beau ever proposes, he's as bad as Harry was. Good Lord. Oh, Lord. What else? I know. I'm working on a quilt. I'm working on this patchwork quilt, and it's for a charity event, and it is to help for breast cancer. And cancers of all kind, actually, but for breast cancer, because I had a little scare with that a few years back, but luckily it wasn't anything invasive. I still have to get it checked out, but because of that, I'm really aware of the whole breast cancer situation, so I'm doing a patchwork quilt for charity to auction off for that. So that's coming up this year. I've got some other things, with the farm that are coming up. We got some harvesting coming up later on in the year too. But I would say probably keeping my fingers crossed for my daughter and getting married and getting my patchwork quilt done is probably some of the things that are going to be happening this year. Yeah.
Grandma Flo, it's been really great having you on here. Is there any last words you'd like to give our audience out there before we close the interview today?
Well, what else can I tell you about Grandma Flo that people don't probably already know from this interview? Oh, let me see. I don't know. I mean, I'm just a sweet old grandma. Now, I can get mad. Don't make me mad. I'll cut you. I will cut you. Oh, yes, I will. I protect my own. If anybody ever come to hurt you, I would hurt them. I am good with a shotgun. I'm good with a kitchen knife. And I'm good with an axe. You know, don't let this feminine thing go. Don't let this feminine look scare you off thinking I'm some feeble old grandma. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. I can take care of myself very well. Thank you very much. I ain't afraid of very much. I'm a pretty bold grandma. So, you know, Florence Mae Johnson can take care of herself real well. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, I'm just a grandma that loves retiring in her farm and just getting in her garden, doing her handicraft work with her hands, and seeing all my surrogate grandkids just like you. And you're so special. And thank you again for having me on the show. And thank you again for thinking of your grandma all these years and including her in something I know that is really, really special for you. And you know what? I wish you, as always, the very best of luck with this. And I know you're going to be successful. And I just love you to death. All right, Chef Ron. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much, Grandma Flo, for taking a few minutes out of your time to tell us all about yourself. And thank you out there for watching us today on Interviews and a little behind-the-scenes look at the Chef Ron Lock Show with our cast. Tune in again for another interview with one of our cast members on the Chef Ron Lock Show in Interviews. For now, this is Chef Ron Lock. Have a good day.